Blessings and good evening. When we're cultivating a Buddhist practice, it's good to remind ourselves of the aspects of dana, sila, pavana. Dana, which means generosity, sila, morality, and bhavana, which is sometimes translated as mental cultivation, meditation. So we cultivate all of these factors when we describe dana. Dana is a giving away of one's possessions, or giving away of one's time, energy, whether it be in a material form like offering requisites to support a monastery, helping society in different ways. This is cultivating a generous mind, a mind which is willing to help. This is a very important, almost stepping stone in our practice, which is not just something we step over or we use as our building blocks of our Buddhist practice and can't be overlooked. When we practice generosity, we gain great satisfaction and happiness having helped somebody, or help a monastery, or help a Buddhist monk or Buddhist nun. These occasions of practicing generosity, being generous, they stick with us. We remember the times where we have done an act of dana. So it doesn't just bring us happiness in that present moment, but is a cause for our future happiness as well. And even more so if we do it on a regular basis, until it becomes part of our character. This helps us to uproot the more self-centered mind, self-obsessed mind, the mind that's concerned about what I can get, what's in it for me. All these terms that we use to describe that is using terms of self. This is my position, this belongs to me. All this terminology is very self-centered. So what happens when we start helping others and we are starting to think about how we can do acts of generosity? This is cultivating selfless thoughts. How can I help? What is needed? How can I undertake that act to support that individual? So if done on a regular basis, this uproots this self-centric thoughts. And it also uplifts our minds. So we can see why it's a very integral part of our Buddhist practice. When we establish a generous mind, or joyful mind which comes through generosity, that mind is becoming softer, more subtle, less thinking about oneself and what one can get, or possessive over one's material possessions or time and energy. And you'll find that type of mind is very quick to become peaceful, because it's thinking in generous, good ways, wholesome ways. It can be even in the process of doing, say, cooking food for the monks. One's mind can just become very peaceful thinking about the offering that one is about to make. One can just be cutting up vegetables. One's mind can just become quiet and unified, thinking about the wholesome activity that one is doing. Then we can reflect back on this quality of generosity, maybe acts of generosity that we've done in the past, can once again uplift the mind, and it becomes a resource of joy and happiness in the future. Not out of a egotistical way, being proud or boasting to others about what we've done, but just wholesome reflection on the good that one has done in the past. This can help us keep us on track, reminding ourselves of the good that we've done and the opportunity we have to continue to do good. Having seen the results of our quality of mind when we practice generosity, then gives us inspiration to continue doing that. We also can identify where we can improve on in our generosity. Sometimes we can practice generosity, but part of our mind wishes recognition for having done that, or wanting something in return. So we learn how to refine our dana, learning how to do dana in a pure way, where we're not expecting anything in return. We do it because it's the right thing to do. Whether others see it or don't see it, it doesn't matter. We know it's been done in a good way. We also have to pair it with wisdom, right understanding, but who to offer to, when to offer, and what we're offering. So many path factors are all growing at the same time, even within this one aspect of generosity. When we practice generosity, it's not just giving material things away. We also give away our time and physical energy. Another form of generosity is the giving of forgiveness. So, the giving away of a grudge, not holding on to a grudge or holding on to negative thinking. We learn how to give forgiveness for maybe somebody who has hurt us in the past. So then we can see how this practice of external giving then lends its way into giving up of mental states as well. If we know how to give up material items, then we extend that principle and learn how to give up negative mind states. Giving away our anger, giving up our greed, and then this leads on to the peaceful mind. So this is what we're cultivating, and we can, for the next period of time, cultivate the mindfulness on the breathing, the meditation object. We can also recollect any dana we've done in the past and set our aspiration to continue to do more dana into the future, both material dana and immaterial dana as well, meaning the dana of forgiveness, the dana of giving up so we can practice for the next period of time together.